Hello and welcome back to Java Java programming tutorial. This time we're going to look at an availability table. These are kind of a table. Also it says for it is typically used for businesses and institutions, companies and all those. Its main aim is about to mark the attendances of the either it's casual workers, official workers, and all those even in schools. So it's very important. It has to help you to mark the registration or to mark the attendance of every member in such an organization. So it's even key important when you make use of the HTML and CSS and some little sorts of JavaScript to make it accessible and easy to be understood but it's mostly for the illiterate ones. And this one I got you. And you can have to design it on your own and have it just as the usual way. So inside the header, this is it's also making use of the table elements. So inside that you have to have the table, and of course, table has to have the table row inside the header, then table, table head, yeah. Then the other way, it's about the table. Again, it's table row. Yeah. So there's so much about it, and there's much there, but you can see the alignment of that table, and you can use the use of it. Keeping in mind that inside the table you have to have the table row, which is the header, and the table data, and all this within the body, but inside the table, and of course some keys to tell you what all the representatives in the table means. So inside the CSS file, there's some quite things that we may not be aware of that I may not try to understand. You have to keep in mind about the color variables in HTML. Remember, variables are they're applicable both in JavaScript and HTML, hyper markup language. So it's very important in that whenever you use that variable to define a certain color, then it is easier to use it in the subsequent styling with the same color. This is what I try to mean. Mostly they're defining to inside the root. For this color 0, it is of this red, it's red, let's say so. So whenever we want to reuse it the same color, you just declare the var, then include the color 0. So it's very important. Of the availability classes is the same thing. So this was what he was saying to me. So the dashboard, sorry, solid border. Let's see it again. Let me use another one. Yeah, here's a typical example. So for the var color 0, the color 0 declared inside the root, it is of the color red. So the moment you want to reuse it, you just use the var, then you include that property to that color. It's very important. Then these percentages represent the degree of that color. Whether it's set to 0, it will be It will not be as shiny as red. It will be buried. Yeah, so there's what I could say about that. Let's view what I was going to talk about. Open life server. Yeah, this is what I was going to talk about. So like this at a table you can use to make some references. Like at AM, Tuesday there are 2, Wednesday 4, 11 AM, Tuesday 0, Wednesday at the same time 5, at 1 PM, Tuesday, Monday 3, and so on. Then the key availability, the key. You can see how the color has been arranged. It's just a simple way, but you can make it real, and at the same time you can also make it functional, and you can also make use of it or think alongside that. Okay, all said and done. Thank you for watching. Kindly follow back for more.